Anger is a powerful emotion that can cloud our judgment and lead us to make decisions or act in ways we regret. It is a feeling with such intensity that it clouds our minds and consumes us. Have you ever felt that fury that burns you inside and prevents you from thinking? How to control anger and be happier? Anger is a natural emotion that we all experience at some point in our lives. However, when left unchecked, it can have negative consequences on our relationships, our work, and our mental health. Imagine that the anger that consumes you is instantly extinguished. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Focus on that possibility, on the idea of an immediate release from that burning fury. Feel the tension in your body dissolve, replaced by a feeling of serenity. Let peace invade your mind, clearing negative thoughts and destructive emotions. Believe it or not, it is possible to achieve this state of tranquility. It is not an unattainable utopia, but a reality that you can build with determination and effort. Today's life, in its dizzying pace and full of demands, is presented as a battlefield where our patience is tested at every moment. From the moment we wake up and face the hustle and bustle of everyday life, until we finally manage to fall asleep after a day full of activities and obligations, we find ourselves immersed in a constant race against time, where calm and serenity seem to be scarce goods. But what if I told you that the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time for more than 2 millennia, holds the secret to not only managing, but completely dissolving anger? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Join me on this fascinating journey of exploration, where we will unravel how Stoicism, with its vast knowledge of emotions and thoughts, can lead us to a state of unwavering calm and inner strength. We will discover the necessary tools to transform our lives and achieve an inner peace that allows us to face any challenge with equanimity and wisdom. Forget about the fleeting moments of peace, about that calm that disappears as quickly as it comes. We are about to embark on a journey that will take you much further, towards a deep and lasting tranquility that will transform your life. Imagine an oasis of peace in the middle of the hustle and bustle of the world, a place where calm reigns and serenity envelops you, a refuge where you can disconnect from stress and reconnect with yourself. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Accompany me. Write and burn. If you are very angry, make a list of what is causing you anger and then burn the list. So why start with a task that involves writing down everything that makes us angry and then set that list on fire? Because there is profound wisdom in the act of letting go, a fundamental principle in Stoicism. The Stoics teach us about the power of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is beyond. Our reactions, our emotions, and how we choose to handle them are directly in our domain. The external sources of our anger, not so much. While this task may seem simple, it is actually rooted in a practice that has served as a source of comfort and strength for countless people. In fact, one of the most revered figures in history, Abraham Lincoln, found a guiding light in Stoicism during the most challenging times of his life. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, known for his exemplary leadership and profound humanity, also faced the challenges of anger and frustration like any human being. However, instead of being consumed by these negative emotions, he developed a unique strategy to channel them constructively. Whenever he felt overwhelmed by anger towards someone or something, Lincoln would withdraw from the bustle of the world and take refuge in the stillness of his thoughts, and with pen in hand, he allowed himself to freely express the storm of emotions that agitated him, capturing on paper the intensity of his fury. He wrote a long letter explaining the case, pointing out the error and expressing what he hoped they would take into account next time. He called them his hot cards. He never sent them. Instead, he would effectively destroy them, allowing all those heated emotions to vanish into thin air without leaving a trace of destruction in their wake. This exercise serves as a symbolic physical manifestation, inviting us to recognize the presence of anger within us, face it bravely, and ultimately choose to release it, preventing it from consuming us or dictating our actions. It's about taking a moment to reflect on what has been simmering inside us, recognizing it, and then making the conscious decision to not let it continue to spread. Instead of allowing anger to consume our lives and dictate our actions, we can transform it into a tool of introspection and personal growth through the power of writing. By putting our emotions on paper, we not only give them a space to express themselves, but we strip them of their controlling power. List burning is not an act of senseless violence or destruction. It is a powerful and symbolic ritual that marks a turning point on our path to healing and liberation. It is the act of breaking the chains that bind us to the past, of releasing the anger and resentment that have been poisoning our lives. The list, with its lines full of names and grudges, represents the weight of the past that has been weighing us down. By setting it on fire, we are not just destroying a piece of paper, we are symbolically releasing the pain and anger we have been carrying for so long. This act, inspired by Lincoln's wisdom, is our first step toward adopting a Stoic mindset that values the serenity of our inner world over the chaos of the outer world. Watching the paper be consumed by flames offers a powerful metaphor for the nature of anger. Just as fire reduces paper to ashes, anger too can be transformed, leaving behind only valuable lessons. It's not about repressing or denying our emotions, but about acknowledging them, learning from them, and then releasing them gracefully. This is the essence of Stoicism, finding strength in tranquility and power in peace and wisdom in letting go of anger. Stand in front of a mirror to really look at ourselves while summoning the feeling of anger. This may seem like an unusual, perhaps even uncomfortable request, but there is profound wisdom to be gleaned from this exercise, wisdom deeply anchored in Stoic thought. The Stoics knew that self-awareness plays a crucial role in personal development. By observing our anger in the mirror, we not only contemplate our reflected face, but we are invited to witness the metamorphosis that invades us when we succumb to fury. When we confront our image in the mirror, we not only observe our physical features, but also the emotions that are drawn on our face. Anger, with its transformative power, manifests itself in facial expressions that reveal our vulnerability and loss of control. It is about recognizing the ugliness of anger, not just as an abstract concept, but as a tangible, visible force that distorts our appearance and, by extension, our self-perception. As we look at our face in this disfigured mirror, we are confronted with the harsh reality of anger. We can no longer ignore it as a simple feeling, but must recognize it as a force that transforms us, often for the worse. By observing our reflection in the mirror, we can discover a side of ourselves that we do not like, a side that in everyday life we strive to hide from the world and often even from ourselves. It confronts us with an image of ourselves that can be uncomfortable and even painful. Watching our facial expressions distorted by anger, we may feel shame, frustration, and even fear. Anger, like a stealthy force, infiltrates our expressions, transforming our face into a reflection of the internal storm that invades us. Our jaws clench tightly, our brows furrow in displeasure, and our eyes light up with a fire that can be intimidating to those around us. This reflection is not just physical, it is a mirror of the turmoil of our souls, a vivid illustration of how much we let external circumstances dictate our internal state. But this is where Stoic philosophy shines, teaching us about the absurdity of anger. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the fleeting nature of human life and the triviality of the things that so often infuriate us. As we look at ourselves in the midst of anger, we get a stark picture of how trivial things can contort our entire being. This exercise illuminates the potential of anger to distance us not only from others, but from our true selves. It is a moment of clarity where the absurdity of allowing external events to control our most intimate expressions becomes undeniable, but there is also a sense of liberation in this recognition. Understanding the power we have inadvertently given to anger allows us to begin to reclaim it. It is a step to not let ourselves be manipulated by every slight or every inconvenience that comes our way. This self-observation acts as a reminder of our ability to choose a different response, to not let anger sculpt our faces into a mask of hostility and bitterness. By embracing this Stoic exercise, we are doing more than simply confronting our anger. We are starting a dialogue with ourselves and about who we want to be. Do we want to go through life with our features twisted by anger, or do we seek to present a face of calm, serenity, and understanding, even in the face of provocation? This is the choice that Stoicism presents to us, offering not only a philosophical perspective, but a practical tool to embody the virtues to which we aspire. A beautiful place to go. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that is impervious to the external chaos of the world. He believed that the greatest retreat, the most serene sanctuary, lies within our own minds, accessible at any time, regardless of our circumstances. It is not about escapism or denial of the realities that confront us, but about finding a place of peace and renewal in the midst of tumult, a center of inner calm in the midst of the storm. The beauty of this concept lies in its simplicity and profound depth. Finding a place of beauty doesn't require us to book an exotic vacation or even leave our homes. It requires us to delve deeper into our own consciousness, to discover and cultivate a mental space where peace and beauty reign. This could be a memory of a serene place or a moment that brought us joy, a visualization of a serene landscape, or simply a state of mind that we associate with calm and beauty. For some, this mental haven might be a childhood memory of lying on the grass, looking at a cloudless sky, and feeling completely at ease. For others, it could be the imaginary sound of waves crashing against the shore, or the tranquility of a mountaintop above the clouds. The key is that this place is real, or imagined only ours, is a sanctuary to which we can retreat whenever the waves of anger begin to rise. This practice of finding our own place of beauty is not just about temporary respite, but about fundamentally altering our relationship with anger. By consciously choosing to retreat to our place of beauty, we are also exercising our ability to choose our response to the world around us. We are recognizing that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we have complete control over how we respond. By choosing a beauty retreat, we are embracing one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism, the power of our own mind to shape our experiences. Additionally, this exercise strengthens our ability to find beauty and peace in the external world and within ourselves, and as we cultivate our inner sanctuaries, we become more attuned to the moments of beauty that surround us each day. These moments, though fleeting, remind us that beauty and peace are never far from our reach, that exist not only in the grand vistas, but in the small, ordinary moments of life. Create a mantra to repeat when you are angry. It's not just about finding a catchy phrase to distract ourselves, but about anchoring our thoughts by reminding ourselves of our commitment to the principles of Stoicism. It is about consciously choosing the path of patience, understanding, and tranquility over the tumultuous waters of anger. A mantra is more than a set of words, it is a verbal embodiment of our highest ideals, a beacon that guides us back to our Stoic center when the world around us seems determined to throw us off course. It is a practice deeply rooted in Stoic teachings that emphasize the importance of controlling our perceptions and reactions to external events. Just as Marcus Aurelius said in his meditations, Seneca in his letters, and Epictetus in his speeches, we too can have our mantra, a personal declaration of our commitment to the Stoic virtues. Creating a mantra is a deeply personal process that requires us to reflect on the values that are most important to us and the type of person we aspire to be. It could be a phrase that encourages us to see the bigger picture, to remember that this too shall pass, or to recognize that we have the power within to remain unscathed. It could be a reminder to accept obstacles or find strength in serenity. The key is that it resonates with you on a deep level and encapsulates the essence of your Stoic practice. When faced with situations that test your patience or provoke your anger, repeating your mantra can act as a psychological pause button, giving you the momentary break you need to step away from immediate reactions and choose a more considered response. It is a tool that allows us to break the cycle of automatic emotional responses and align our actions with our philosophical ideals. Repeating our mantra reminds us of our ability to reason, have compassion, and maintain our peace of mind in the face of life's challenges. This practice of creating and using a mantra also serves as a daily reinforcement of our Stoic beliefs. It weaves Stoicism into the fabric of our daily lives, making it not just a philosophy we study, but a vivid experience that shapes our every interaction. Over time, our mantra becomes not just a tool for managing anger, but a constant companion, a source of strength and clarity that guides us through the complexities of life. As we embark on the task of creating our mantra, let us approach it with the seriousness and reverence it deserves. Let us choose words that speak to the depths of our soul and that reflect our highest aspirations and that commit us to the Stoic path. Let us use our mantra not only as a shield against anger, but as a light that guides us toward wisdom, toward virtue, and toward deeper understanding. Observe people. Observation, often seen as a passive and even banal activity, hides in its simplicity a powerful Stoic lesson with the potential to transform our perspective on the world and our place in it. By observing with attention and intention, we can cultivate a deep understanding of ourselves, others, and the reality around us, and cultivate a deeper sense of empathy and understanding in the hustle and bustle of daily life. It's easy to get caught up in our own narratives, to see our challenges and frustrations as monumental obstacles towering over everything else. Our problems can feel overwhelming, clouding our judgment and inflating our sense of importance. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism, and specifically the practice of people watching, can bring clarity and perspective. The Stoics, with their keen insights into human nature, understood the value of stepping back and looking at the world from a broader point of view. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of seeing life from above, of considering the vast tapestry of human existence and recognizing our fleeting place within it. When we sit and observe those around us, we do more than simply observe people in their daily lives. We engage in a perspective-taking practice that is both humbling and enlightening. We see the countless ways life unfolds for others, the small joys, the struggles, the moments of connection, and the instances of frustration. We witness the commonalities of the human experience, of how the themes of love loss, ambition, and disappointment manifest themselves in countless variations in the faces and actions of those we observe. This act of observation serves as a powerful reminder that, in the grand scheme of things, our problems are often not as monumental as they seem. It helps us recognize that just as we navigate the complexities of our lives, so does everyone around us. This understanding fosters a sense of empathy, a recognition of our shared humanity, and a diminishment of self. A people-centered perspective that can often lead to frustration and anger. Additionally, people watching as a Stoic practice encourages us to reflect on our reactions to the world. By observing how others respond to their circumstances, we can gain insight into our own behavioral patterns. We see the futility of anger and frustration, and how these emotions often escalate situations rather than resolve them. Let us remember the Stoic ideals of equanimity and acceptance, of responding to life's challenges with grace and composure. As we engage in this practice, let us do so in a spirit of curiosity and openness. Let us observe, not to judge, but to understand, not to criticize, but to learn. May this moment of people watching be a mirror that reflects back to us the shared struggles and joys of being human, a reminder of the transitory nature of our frustrations, and an invitation to respond to the world with empathy, patience, and understanding. People watching is a Stoic practice that encourages us to reflect and recognize our shared humanity and diminish the self-centered perspective that can so often lead to frustration and anger. Discover a creative practice that captures your attention. Stoics recognize the importance of engaging in activities that enrich the soul and expand the mind. And although the Stoics may not have specifically mentioned painting, singing, or playing a musical instrument, the essence of their teachings encourages us to find channels for our emotions, to direct our energy toward endeavors that bring us joy, and foster a sense of accomplishment and peace. Creative activities are not just a way to escape negative emotions like frustration or anger. They are much more than that. They represent a safe haven where we can freely express our essence without ties or limitations. A blank canvas for the soul, it is a dialogue between our innermost feelings and the external world, a dialogue that can be incredibly therapeutic and enlightening. In the world of creativity, there are no rules or expectations. We are free to explore our thoughts, feelings, and experiences without fear of judgment or criticism. Whether through writing, painting, music, dance, or any other form of creative expression, we are given the opportunity to explore our emotions, to understand them and transform them into something tangible and often beautiful. This transformation is where the true magic lies. By channeling our emotions into our creative efforts, we are not simply diverting our attention from anger, we are actively participating in a process of alchemy that turns the lead of our frustrations into the gold of artistic expression. Creative expression can be a powerful catalyst for healing and personal growth. By unleashing our emotions through creativity, we can process them in a healthy way, freeing ourselves from the burdens that weigh us down and making our way toward greater self-awareness and emotional well-being. Additionally, the act of creating something or bringing a new idea or work of art to life instills a sense of pride and accomplishment that counteracts the feelings of helplessness or agitation that often accompany anger. Beyond the personal benefits, engaging in a creative practice can improve our well-being and happiness on multiple levels. Creativity, like an incandescent spark, ignites the brain and drives us to explore new frontiers of thought, freeing us from the bonds of convention and guiding us towards unexplored horizons. On this creative journey, we encounter fluidity, a state of deep immersion where time dissolves and we become completely absorbed in the task at hand. Through creativity, we connect with a source of internal energy that allows us to transcend the limitations of the tangible world and access a plane of deep inspiration. In this incredibly satisfying state of flow, we find ourselves in total harmony with our essence, free from external distractions and concerns, contributing to our mental and emotional health. Additionally, creativity fosters a sense of connection to our own internal worlds and to a broader community of creators. Sharing our creative work, whether a piece of writing, a painting, or a musical composition, opens the door to meaningful interactions and connections with others. It reminds us that we are not alone in our experiences, that our emotions in all their complexity are part of the shared human experience. This seemingly simple technique is a powerful tool in our Stoic arsenal that helps us navigate the tumultuous seas of our emotions, particularly anger. Take an active pause that allows us to choose how we react to the world around us. This practice is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy that emphasizes the importance of self-control and freedom. This means not being enslaved by our immediate reactions. The concept of an active pause is not about inaction or passivity, but rather it is a dynamic form of engagement with our own internal processes. It's about recognizing the moment when our emotions are about to overflow and consciously deciding to take a step back. In the whirlwind of emotions, anger can cloud our judgment and push us to act impulsively, often with negative consequences. However, there is a powerful tool that allows us to take control of the situation: the active pause. In a world that often demands immediate responses from us, pausing emerges as an act of empowerment, a declaration that we are not at the mercy of our primal impulses. By stopping to reflect, we free ourselves from the tyranny of reactivity and reclaim the space and time necessary to wisely navigate challenging situations. In the heat of the moment, when anger threatens to take over, the active pause serves as a refreshing balm. It is a reminder that we have the power to choose a different path, one of reason, compassion, and understanding. By inserting this pause into our reactions, we open the possibility of more constructive and meaningful interactions. We give ourselves the opportunity to consider the broader context, to empathize with others, and respond in a way that builds bridges rather than burning them. This practice also reflects the Stoic teaching that it is not external events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. When we pause, we are given the opportunity to examine these judgments, to question their validity, and adjust our perspective. This can lead to a profound change in the way we experience the world, transforming situations that might once have provoked anger into opportunities for growth and learning. But how do we cultivate this practice in our daily lives? It begins with mindfulness and developing an awareness of our emotional state and the triggers that can lead to anger. This awareness allows us to recognize the first signs of frustration or irritation, indicating the need for an active pause. During this pause, we can take a few deep breaths. Step away from the situation and ask yourself key questions. Why do I feel this way? What values should guide my response? What result do I expect? This reflective process allows us to move forward with intention by choosing actions that reflect our true selves and our commitment to Stoic principles. The beauty of the active pause is that it can be applied to any situation, from minor annoyances to major conflicts. It is a universally accessible tool that requires no special equipment or circumstances, but simply the willingness to take that momentary step back and choose a different response. As we practice, this technique becomes a natural part of our repertoire, a habitual response that enhances our ability to live in accordance with the Stoic virtues. The transformative power of humor. I invite you to do an exercise. Write down 10 things that make you angry, and then find what's funny about them. Far from trivializing our feelings or denying the validity of our frustrations, humor stands as a fundamental tool in Stoic philosophy. This practice, deeply rooted in its wisdom, invites us to transform our perspective on challenging emotions, such as anger, to manage them more effectively. It's about the transformative power of humor and the understanding that sometimes the weight we give to our grievances is our choice, and we can choose to lighten it. The Stoics understood that our reactions to external events are under our control. They taught us that by changing our interpretations or judgments of these events, we can change our emotional responses to them. This exercise is a perfect example of how to apply that principle. It challenges us to look at the things that typically trigger us and see them through a different lens that highlights the absurdity, irony, or even simple human folly involved. This isn't just about finding a reason to laugh. It's about recognizing the often exaggerated importance we assign to our anger triggers and choosing a more balanced and healthy response. Consider, for example, daily life. The long work hours, congested traffic, endless lines at supermarkets, constant notifications on our electronic devices. The avalanche of information we receive through social networks and the pressure to always be connected also contributes to increasing our anxiety, decreasing our tolerance for frustration, and contributing to eroding our patience. In the heat of the moment, they may seem like monumental frustrations capable of derailing our entire day, but when we pause and look at them from a different angle, their comedic potential begins to emerge. By finding humor in these situations, we do not lessen our initial feelings of frustration, but rather give ourselves permission to move beyond them and embrace a more joyful and resilient state of mind. Let's imagine anger as a fire that consumes our interior. By focusing on its intensity and destructive power, we only fuel the flames. However, humor, like a refreshing splash of water, allows us to change our perspective, observing the situation with a lighter and more detached gaze. This practice also takes advantage of the physiological and psychological benefits of laughter. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, promoting an overall sense of well-being and temporary relief from pain. It improves our intake of oxygen-rich air, stimulates the heart, lungs, and muscles, and increases the endorphins released by our brain. Additionally, laughter can improve our immune system, relieve pain, increase personal satisfaction, and improve mood, long-term benefits that can significantly contribute to our health and happiness. By resorting to humor, we do not deny the reality of our emotions, but rather we reinterpret them from a more positive and constructive perspective. This reinterpretation allows us to distance ourselves from anger, observing it as a momentary reaction rather than an absolute truth. Additionally, finding humor in our frustrations can foster a sense of connection with others. Shared laughter is one of the fastest ways to bond and reduce social tension. When we share our humorous perspective on common frustrations, we are likely to find that others can relate by creating moments of connection, and understanding this not only helps diffuse our anger, but also reminds us that we are not alone in our experiences. Perform physical activities. The Stoics believed in the virtue of self-discipline and the importance of maintaining harmony between mind and body. It is essential to develop strategies to manage our emotions in a healthy way. The Stoics recognized that a disturbed mind could disrupt physical well-being and vice versa, so they advocated practices that could strengthen the mind's resilience and ensure its mastery over emotions such as anger. In this context, it emerges as a powerful tool, the physical manifestation of Stoic principles that teaches us to redirect our turbulent energies and cultivate a state of calm and balance. In the heat of anger, our thoughts become cloudy, ruminating on negative ideas that only intensify the inner storm. In this context, physical activity is presented as an oasis of calm, a powerful tool to channel overflowing energy and regain control of our emotions. By immersing ourselves in a brisk walk, a challenging workout session, or a serene yoga practice, we divert our attention from anger triggers and distance ourselves from the cycle of negative thoughts that trap us. Physical activity allows us to focus on the present, on physical sensations and the rhythm of our body, creating a space for calm and reflection. This in itself can be incredibly freeing and provides us with the space and clarity needed to reevaluate our emotions from a more balanced perspective. Exercise more profoundly influences our physiological state by triggering the release of endorphins, often called natural mood elevators. These chemicals have the power to dull sensations of pain and promote a sense of well-being, effectively counteracting the physical and emotional stress of anger. The act of moving our bodies, overcoming physical limitations, and achieving personal milestones can also reinforce our sense of self-efficacy and control, reminding us of our ability to overcome challenges both on and off the exercise mat. But the benefits of exercise extend beyond the immediate rush of endorphins or the distraction it provides. Regular physical activity has been shown to reduce stress levels, anxiety, and depression, contributing over time to a more resilient and serene emotional state. It improves our ability to self-regulate, making it easier for us to manage our responses to anger-inducing situations. In essence, exercise equips us with a kind of emotional armor, fortifying us against the slings and arrows of daily life and allowing us to face challenges with stoic calm and determination. Let us approach exercise not simply as a physical task, but as a practice imbued with philosophical meaning. Let us be aware of the rhythm of our breathing, the strength of our limbs, and the resistance of our spirit. As we move, let every step, every stretch, every effort be a testament to our commitment to living a stoic and balanced life. It is also important to cultivate healthy lifestyle habits, such as a balanced diet and adequate sleep, that contribute to our general well-being. Cultivate gratitude. It's not just about saying thank you more often or recognizing when someone does us a favor. It is a deeper change in how we see the world and our place in it. It is a practice deeply intertwined with Stoic philosophy that teaches us to appreciate what we have, to understand the value of our experiences, and to see the abundance that surrounds us, even in our darkest moments. The Stoics recognize that our focus determines our reality. By choosing to shift the focus from our frustrations and anger to abundance and beauty, we open ourselves to a transformative experience. This change is not about ignoring the challenges or injustices we face, but rather about changing our relationship with them. It is about seeing the opportunities for growth, learning, and connection that even our most difficult moments can provide. Practicing gratitude means actively seeking the good in our lives, recognizing it, and appreciating its value. It means waking up each day and recognizing the miracle of life itself, the beauty of the natural world, the kindness of friends, the comfort of home, and the countless small blessings we often overlook. In our search for something more or better, we must realize that satisfaction does not come from external achievements or possessions, but from an internal sense of appreciation. This practice enriches our lives in countless ways, fostering a sense of satisfaction that is not easily altered by external circumstances. When we are grateful, setbacks and irritations that might once have provoked anger become significantly less able to disturb our peace. Gratitude strengthens our relationships as it encourages us to see and appreciate the value of others. It transforms our interactions by making us more generous, empathetic, and kind. In addition, gratitude has profound effects on our minds. Studies on physical health have shown that practicing gratitude can improve sleep, reduce stress, improve our immune system, and contribute to a lower risk of chronic diseases. It can increase our overall satisfaction with life by making us more resilient in the face of adversity and more open to the beauty and opportunities that life offers. But how do we make gratitude become a habit? It starts with the intention. It requires us to slow down, to pay attention, and consciously recognize the good in our lives. It might involve keeping a gratitude journal, where we record the things we are grateful for each day. We could also begin or end our day with a gratitude meditation that reflects on the blessings we have received, or simply express our gratitude to others, not only through our words, but through our actions. Practicing relaxation techniques, such as meditation, can help us reduce stress and improve our ability to deal with difficult situations calmly. Remember that anger is a choice. By following Stoic teachings, we can find serenity even in challenging situations. Don't get carried away by anger. Transform it into a positive force that drives you towards personal growth and the realization of your dreams. Anger doesn't have to be your enemy. It can become a powerful ally if you manage it wisely. Start by recognizing the anger that dominates you. Identify it and understand its origin. Then take control of your emotions. Learn to channel them in a healthy and constructive way. If this chapter resonates with you, leave us your comments, share your experiences with us, and if you liked the video, give us a like. Thank you for joining me on this journey of growth, resilience, and inner peace. Let us continue to walk together the path of timeless and empowering Stoic wisdom.